What up, party peeps? It's your girl Ellie B, diving back in for another vlog. We haven't done much, so hopefully it'll be a short one, but you know me, I like to talk, so let's dive in. Okay, so last time we had gone to Cairo in September. It is now almost the end of October, so figured I should fill you guys in on what's been going on in our lives. So, got back from Cairo. We were in wonderful KSA for National Day. Woo! We did not do anything. We just stayed in the house because the traffic is crazy, the driving is crazy, everything's crazy. So we did that. Then on September 27th, I had a poetry reading at Beast House. There's like a supper club at this place in the like arts area. It's called Jack's District, so it's like an arts district. I don't know, something like that. And so they have this house that every Saturday, like one Saturday a month, they have poetry supper clubs. People pay to come and hear people read their poems. So I was chosen with two other people from our writers group to read poetry. I read at dessert time. And it was a very raw thing to read poetry to a group of strangers. And I wrote some poems that I realized sorry, I have something in my eye. Midway through reading, I was like, oh, this is actually like really not something to share with strangers, but here we are, sharing it with strangers anyway. But I think that's what poetry's all about, or so I've been told. But I did have Robert came to see me, obviously, and then I had three of my guy friends came to see me. So Sean, the Irishman, Victor, the Frenchman, and Abdullah, the Saudi, one of our Saudi friends, they came to see me. So I had like my little posse of boys watching me, and some of it was, not what you realize you want your guy friends to hear you talk about, and you're like, oh, okay, well, here we are. So you'll see some pictures from that. Had a microphone, had everyone stand up. So like right before I read, I was like, all right, if everybody could just like put their hands in the air and like wave them around, and they did. And I was like, great, okay, now that I've moved you, like a good speaker always moves the crowd. So now that you've moved, I can read my poems. So I've got a lot of critique on what I could do better. Probably won't do it again. So who needs the critique? So that was the 27th of September, 2025. Lainey, that's for you. And then we kind of just bopped around. I had physical therapy. Robert's been really busy. He's got an event next week, and he has an event in December as well. Ugh. Robert walked in, so I had to delay. Where was I? Oh, yes. He's very busy now. He's got an event next week here in Riyadh. He's got an event in December in Riyadh that he has to, like, come back for 3 days. It's getting a bit wackadoodle. But it's good that he's busy. Which brings us to, on the 8th of October, we flew to Portugal. Dun, dun, dun. So Robert had a conference in Portugal that he got to go to in Lisbon. I was like, well, I'm going. I mean, if you get to go to Europe for like 4 days, then I get to go to Europe for 4 days. So we went from the 8th to the 12th of October, 2025. This is for you, Lainey. Today is October 20th, 2025. Lainey wants me to say dates. You're getting all the dates. It's exactly 8:54 in the morning, Riyadh time. So we go to Portugal. The first 2 days, Robert had like his whole conference. Like we got there like a half day, and then he had all conference Thursday, and then a half conference Friday, and then we stayed Saturday and left Sunday. And we got to hang out with someone in his company called Kai. He is from Singapore, but he works in the Dubai office, or he's in Dubai for the, I don't know what, maybe media office, maybe, I don't know. He's super cool. So we walked around a bunch with him. So while Robert was at his conference, I wrote a bunch because I was trying to finish my book so I could send it to the editor. And then I would go walk around a little bit in this park to get inspired. And I know that Lisbon's hilly, right? I've been to Lisbon with Adam and the girls before. But I thought, like, oh, if I walk to the bottom of the hill, then I can just run at the bottom of the hill and it'll be fine. And instead, I got to the bottom of the hill and then, like, turned to run. And it was just an entire kilometer at a steady incline. The whole thing. My calves felt like they were detached from my body. Like my calves had an out-of-body experience, which was not ideal. So did that ran once, and said, no, we're done now. But other than that, it was very beautiful. It was fall. I guess it is fall. But here in Saudi, fall is only in the morning. And then by the afternoon, it's like very, very, very warm again. So I dressed for that weather. I had on what you saw me wear in Spain when I was in Alicante, like the white cropped tank top and a flowy skirt, and I was frigid. So I had to buy a scarf at one of the like little souvenir stands. I was like, oh, I'll just take this scarf because I was so cold. I like had it wrapped all around my body because I was freezing. But I didn't want to buy a sweatshirt. That's crazy. So, oh gosh, lady. Sorry. So, when I was by myself, I did a whole run. I did a walk one day too, and I walked really far away. I walked. Lisbon is the most green city or something. Maybe Portugal's the greenest country. I don't know. There's some like parks in cities award that they won. And then when Robert and Kai and them finished, Robert texted me because he didn't have one of the keys to the room, and he was like, hey, will you come let me onto the elevator? And I was like, yeah, of course, just tell me when you're here. And he was like, yeah, I'm here after an event at like 11 p.m. So I thought that meant that he was like at the elevator because that's what he said. So I, in my pajamas, like my little pajama shorts that have wiener dogs on them with pearl necklaces, obviously, no shoes and a t-shirt, I hop on the elevator. My hair is like, because I was in the bed watching TV. So I like go down the elevator and the elevator door's open and I'm expecting him to like just jump in. Wrong. He's not even there. So then my phone isn't even turned on. So now I'm just kind of waiting in the lobby, like behind a pillar because I don't have shoes on. It's a very fancy hotel. I'm not even really supposed to be there, I don't think. I'm in ridiculous clothes. Sorry, my back itches, so I'm going to get this chopstick. And I'm just sitting there in the lobby waiting, and here comes Robert. I can hear him laughing, so I peek around the corner, and guess who's with him? 4 women that he works with. And they're all like, hi, you must be Ellie B. And I'm like, this is the worst day of my life because I've never met you guys, and I am now in, like, my PJs, and it's just really embarrassing, and it's very embarrassing. I said, hi, I'm Ellie B. Sorry, I'm in my PJs. Robert said it was just him getting on the elevator right now. Anywho, then when Robert was done with all of his things, we went to the aquarium because in the airport it said the world's best aquarium. #1 aquarium in the world. So naturally, I asked our Uber driver because I'm a sucker for an aquarium. So I said, oh, sir, best aquarium in the world? And he was like, oh, lady, sorry. I'm not sleeping very well. And he said, oh, well, National Geographic voted us best aquarium in the world. I was like, oh, that's how you know it's going to be good. It's the National Geographic. I mean, I've read their article on the Titanic. My dad kept it from like the 80s, so it's going to be great. So naturally, when Kai and Robert were like, okay, we don't have work anymore, like, let's go to tourist stuff, I was like, wrong, we're going to the aquarium. Like, screw the old town. I want to see the aquarium. I haven't seen it before. I'm going to take a sip of my thing, my bad. Too much spinach. So I went to the aquarium. It was interesting. In my mind, the aquarium should be like how the aquariums are at the beach. Like you get, I don't know where I saw an aquarium that was like so shooketh, but I was expecting turtles, and I mean the underwater zoo in Dubai is like really good. So Portugal was a little disappointing, but we did get to eat at a really cool restaurant, and they were very hip. It was like a hip restaurant, I guess. And they had all these like gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan options. I'm like, oh, this is great. I'll get a gluten-free, whatever. So I got meat and potatoes. And then we got some cauliflower, and they gave you, it was like, oh, a cauliflower appetizer. And I thought, and it was flash fried or something. It was a grilled char, I don't know what the words are, with some sauce. And I thought they were going to give you like the florets, like the chunks of it. And instead they gave us an entire head of cauliflower. There's just no way you can sit and like confidently eat an entire head of cauliflower. So it felt a little wasteful. Oh, Diwali starts tomorrow. Thank you. And then I was looking, because I was, oh yeah, I really want dessert. Like I'm really craving ice cream or like a brownie. And they had brownies and cake and all this stuff. It was made with like beetroot flour or walnuts and cashews and none of it. Not a single dessert was actually a dessert. It was just like a protein bar disguised with the word like brownie in front of it. It's like, oh, it's a macadamia brownie made with beetroot powder, a dusting of almond extract, some cashew paste, and you're like, I don't want any of this. So I did not get my dessert. But then we aquariumed, and I guess seeing fishies is a dessert in and of itself. So then after the aquarium, we walked around the old town a little bit, saw a church. Kai is not a Christian, and he'd only ever been to like 1 or 2 churches, but this one, it was like an old Catholic church, so there was images depicted in the Muslim faith. You cannot depict God or any of the prophets because then they're worried of like idolatry. Fair enough, right? So we're going through, and he's like walking around like this. Like, are you okay? I said, oh, is this is really unsettling for you? And he was like, yeah, it always makes me a bit squeamish because he's like, we're in this room and there's like 10 crucified Jesuses, and Jesus is a big deal in the Muslim faith too because he's a prophet. So he was like, I don't understand why he has to be dead. Like, there's so much of his death in here. Like, you guys are really into it. Like, yeah, well, you know. And the room, like, above the cathedral where, like, not the Pope. Oh, my goodness gracious. I don't know who it was. Maybe, like, the Archbishop or something. Had, like, his own little quarters. And there was, like, biblical paintings all over the walls, like frescoes. One of them was, like, the beheading of John the Baptist. And so it's like a woman just holding, you know, John the Baptist's head on a platter. And he was like, I do not understand why this is art. Like, why is this on the walls? I'm like, listen, I get it. It's beautiful frescoes, like, painted so well, still intact. But I can see how very disorienting this would be if you're, like, not used to images in a holy place at all. And then, of course, there were all, like, the robes and jewels and stuff. And he was like, I don't understand. And then there was a relic. And he was like, what's a relic? And so, of course, I'm getting to be in, like, you know, Bible teacher mode of, like, oh, well, you know, this is St. Michael. He's squashing the dragon. This is so-and-so. This is Anne, Mary's mom, blah, blah, blah. And there's a relic of St. Jerome or something. And he was like, I don't understand. What am I looking at? Like, what does this mean? And I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. I said, see, like, that little, like, piece of wood looking in there? And he was like, yeah. I said, that is the femoral, like, that's a part of the femur. I'm looking at my arm. Part of the femur of the saint. He was like, part of the what now? It's like, it's a bone. And he was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm like, it's a bone. It's part of the saint, right? Like, it's a relic. It's a piece of the saint that, like, travels around. And he wigged out. He was like, no. I said, well, you're not going to want to go in the next room because it's only relics. And he was like, what? A whole room of bones? I was like, sometimes it's a skull. He's like, what? Why? Like, I don't know, I'm not Catholic. So then he was asking us all these questions about saints, and I was like, listen, dude, I know, like, the bare minimum, right? Like, I know Michael because Michael is in, like, a bunch of stuff. But it was funny because they have some of the same angels we do. I mean, it's the same God, right? So I said something like Gabriel. I was like, oh, there's Gabriel. And he was like, who? And Robert was like, Jabril, or whatever it is in Arabic. And he was like, oh, I know that guy. Yeah, you know that guy. So it was very... Gabriel keeps getting the short stick, right? Like, he has to go tell Mary she's going to have a baby. That's awkward. He has to eat Muhammad's heart. That's awkward. So anyway, after the church, we went our separate ways. I don't remember what we did for dinner. This is where I need Robert, or to write things down. And then the next... Oh, we got dinner with Layla. That's what it was. So my dad, across us from the lake, is a guy named Marwan Marzgao. And he has a mom named Layla. I taught his daughter Sally in 8th grade. She was very rude. Not really. She was funny. I said, does anybody have, at the end of my teaching career with them, I said, does anyone have any comments they want to give me as a teacher that I could have done better? How can I improve? Immediately her hand raised. And I was like, Sally, yeah, what's up? And she was like, you could dress better. I don't like that skirt. I was like, that was not what I meant, but thank you for the constructive feedback. I will take that into consideration. So anyway, her grandmother... It's a long story, but to make it as short as possible, her grandmother lived in London when we were traveling through London to get to Saudi 4 years ago. So we stopped by because we had a long layover to say hi and to, like, hang out. And she was super cool, and she, like, curated a dinner for us. It's a whole nother story. I'll tell it to you if you want to know about it. So now she's moved to Portugal, and we knew that because she's now living near her second son, Omar. And so Robert had messaged her and said, like, we're going to be in Portugal. We'd love to get dinner with you. So we got dinner, the three of us. Omar was supposed to come, but he had a lot of work to do, so she said, well, let's also do lunch tomorrow. And we said, hey, okay. Sorry, the spaceship taking off in my living room is actually just my washing machine. I'm washing a onesie, like a skin suit. That makes it sound like I skinned somebody. Like a, what's it called? It's called something. Ugh, I don't know. Those, like, skin-tight suits, you know? I'm washing it so that I can dye it orange for the Lorax. I digress. So we had dinner at this Lebanese place, delicious. She's like, let's have lunch tomorrow. So Robert and I went and walked around Old Town Saturday morning, saw little things here and there. So we saw maybe, like, the Town Museum. He got a poster. We walked the old alleyways. We tried to go to the castle, but the line was out the wazoo. So, lady, I am so Sorry. So I need to stop saying so much. So we oh my gosh, hold on. I'm like choking over here. So we went to the Tile Museum, tried to go to the castle, got a bunch of gifts for people here and there, tile work and everything. And then I'm trying to think. No. The morning we went to the tile shop. Gosh, this is why I need Robert. The morning we went to the tile shop and then to the castle and we walked the streets. Then we went to lunch, like across town, all the way, to meet Layla and Omar again. Well, to meet Omar, but to see Layla again. So we had lunch at this place. It was delicious. I had meat again. Meat here is not good, so any chance I can get meat somewhere else. Had lunch. It was lovely by the water. They did a really good job of making like a big walking path by this river. There's the same guy who made the Golden Gate Bridge, made this bridge in Lisbon first. It looks the exact same. He had one type of bridge he knew how to make, and he made it. And it made him $1 bajillion. Then when we left lunch, we decided we were going to scooter on like the little lime motor scooter things. So we scootered back to Lisbon proper. Then we went to the Tile Museum. Kai was going to meet us there because he did a walking tour, like a 3-hour walking tour. Not my vibe. So Kai did not get in because it was like the end of the journey. But we did, Robert and I walked to the Tile Museum and he was just, startled, blown away, amazing, whatever. There's a great church, lots of relics in the church. We didn't get to see it when I was there last time. So of course we showed pictures to Kai and he was like, why? So many skulls. But then Kai was like, well, let's go get dinner, but it was only like 5:30, so we took the bus into town, which took ages. Ugh. And then from there, we decided to go back to the place that we had for dinner. So the thing is we wanted to go to dinner somewhere good. But all the suggestions that they had been given from people in their company who lived in Portugal were like very fancy or were not in the old town, but we wanted to stay like in the old town. And then we saw these Irishmen stumbling around in football jerseys, or soccer jerseys. And we were like, what's up with them? And someone said, oh, it's the Portugal-Ireland game tonight. And we were like, we have to go to an Irish pub. So then we trekked down to the water, went to an Irish pub, watched like the first, 15 minutes of the game. Someone asked me where I was from, and I was like, and he was like, not like you, but like your family. And I got confused, so I was like the Czech Republic, I guess, like that's where my dad's family's from. And he was like, oh my gosh, your English is amazing. And I was like, no, but I'm American. And he was like, you are now. I was like, that's not how it works. Like, I mean, yes, I am, but what? And then this guy next to me, because I was sitting and everybody else it was like very packed. People were on top of me. And poor Kai, he knew that I didn't like crowds. So every couple of minutes he'd be like, are you okay? Like, are you good? Do you want me to stand here? I'm like, no, it's fine, baby. It's okay. Like, I'll wait here. I'm okay. I'm in a chair. I got a cup of water. I'm just or a bottle of water. I'm vibing. So the guy next to me turns around in his chair. And he was like, where are you from? I said, I'm from the United States. And he was like, are you from Czech Republic? I said, no, my great-grandmother was from Czechoslovakia. And he was like, do you speak Czech? I was like, no, my great-grandmother was from Czechoslovakia, not me. And he was like, I'm from Czech. I was like, okay. He's like, do you know anything about it? I was like, not really. I mean, I've been to Prague, right? Like, that's all. And then he got like really sad and was like, oh, I thought you told that man you were from Czech. I was like, I guess I kind of did. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm confused. You're confused. We're all confused. Everyone here is confused. So then after the Irish pub is when we were like, okay, let's go get real food. And then everywhere was busy or a long wait or expensive. So we decided, screw that. We're going to the same place we went before. And we did end up waiting for a little bit. Fine. It was delicious. Again, lots of falafel. I love falafel. And if it's green, you know it's going to be good. We had a lemon cake. And then we crashed hardcore because I was pooped at our flight. I'm so sorry. We thought our flight was at like 12:15. And Robert was checking in just by dinner, just checking in while we had time. And then we realized it's at 10:55. And you have to get there 3 hours early because everybody in Portugal, all the workers, they, strike on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So we had to get there 3 hours early. We had plenty of time. We made it through. Everything was perfectly fine. And it takes us, we got to go to Lisbon to Turkey, or Istanbul to Riyadh. So it was a very long journey. We didn't get back We left at like 10:55 from Lisbon, and we didn't get back to Riyadh until like almost a little after midnight on like what, Monday, Tuesday, which is just exhausting. So that was that. Yeah, I'm looking at my calendar just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Um, but yeah, then that Monday, so we got back on Monday, and then immediately had that night. I had some of my writer friends from the writers community, like three of them, come over to make pasta from scratch and to like hang out. And it was so funny because I mean I think our house is homey because we've got stuff on the walls and it's like a clutter. I feel like sometimes clutter almost feels like home because you've got trinkets and things stacked on each other and it's just lived in. I think it's a very lived in space because we live here and both of us work here. But it was adorable because all three people who came in, they were like, "Oh my God, it's like living in a house. Like this is a home." And I'm like, "It is a home. Thank you." But I had the table set all cute, and I don't think we took a single picture, which is a bummer. But boo hiss. Anywho, that was Monday, the 13th of October, 2025. And the 14th of October, 2025, we went to dinner with someone that Robert knew through Corvus, maybe, and his family. So they just moved. His name's Amar, and his family, his wife Dima, and their daughter Sarah just moved here, like at the beginning of the school year. So we were hanging out with them. Dima was asking a lot of questions about Riyadh because she said she saw on TikTok that it was becoming a cool place to live. I said, well, I wouldn't say it's like the coolest, but it's not terrible anymore. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm not sleeping very well. I keep having very, very vivid dreams, like very vivid dreams. So I keep waking up. And then I got my nails done. Lots of PT here and there because, legs, feet, arms, body, everything. Everything hurts all the time. And we did have people come to our house to give us a massage, which was lovely. They set up in the living room. It was so nice. Then we could just go to bed afterwards. It was great. Big fan. And they like climb on top of you and like kind of stretch your arms. So that kind of hurt a little bit, but it was lovely. And then I'm trying to think. Oh, and then I did a world building workshop this past Saturday, or Friday, the 17th of October, 2025. I did a world building workshop with the Ministry of Culture through this like Thuria Arts forum thing. My name was on a screen. It was like, it was funny. I went in to like ask where to go because I'd never been before. I said, "Hi, I'm here for the workshop," and I pointed to the screen behind him that said Writers in Riyadh World Building Workshop hosted by Ellie B. Hart, me. And I was like, "Oh, I'm here for the workshop," and he was like, "Do you have a ticket?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm the speaker. I am Ellie B. Hart. I'm the one giving the workshop." And he was like, "So have you registered?" I was like, no, I didn't register. I'm sorry. I was like, "Sorry, that was confusing. I'm giving the workshop, so I'm the one talking. I'm the teacher." He was like, "But you didn't get a ticket." And then, "No, because you guys are paying me to do the workshop, so I'm not going to buy a ticket to my own event." And he said, "You at least need to register." I was like, "I don't think I do. I don't think I need, you don't need to know that I'm coming because I am coming. I'm the one giving it, right?" Like, I'm confused. So finally, this girl who spoke a little bit better English came by and was like, "What's wrong?" I said, nothing's wrong. I'm trying to find out where the workshop is. She goes, "Oh, can I see your ticket?" I said, I don't have a ticket." And before I could say, because I'm the person, she was like, "Well, you have to have a ticket to go. You can buy it now." And I was like, "No, I don't." So sorry, that's my bad. "I'm the teacher." And she was like, "Of what?" "The workshop." I was like, "What workshop?" I'm like, "The one we're talking about right now, right? This is the conversation we're having is about the workshop." She said, "Well, I know of like a class that's being taught up in the other building." I said, "That's probably it." She's like, "Yeah, but it's being taught it's like a writing class." I said, "Yes, correct. That's why I have a bundle of pencils, right? Like, let's go there." So she ended up taking me. And the lady who was supposed to meet me was like, "I'm so sorry. I was just trying to get the like room set up. I completely forgot to come look for you." I was like, "It's fine. They were confused." She's like, "Yeah, they're the exhibition, so they don't really know about our workshops." I'm like, "It was literally on the screen behind him, but okay." And it was really nice, actually. Everybody spoke a lot. Like, I thought people weren't really going to talk that much. The crowd when I first got there was kind of quiet. Lots of, "How was your day?" "Good." But once the workshop really got going, everybody was really engaging. Most everybody was very engaging, and all but two people stayed the whole time. Some people had to leave because it was long. It was like 4 hours. Everybody got there around 4:45, 5. We started at 5:30, like 5:45, and then we got out at 8:45, 9. So it was a long night, but they got to do a lot of work. We got to work together on their projects, which was exciting. So it was nice. I thought it went really, really well. And then I'm trying to think of what else. We went on a walk the weekend, trying to just get back into moving our bodies because we don't move a lot when we work from home. Yesterday, on the 19th of October 2025, I did a site visit for the British School for our writers conference that we're hosting in January. I don't want to jinx it, but January 30th, 31st, we're having our writers conference. So excited. I'm the volunteer coordinator and day of organizer type thing, sort of. I don't really know. Our titles are rather liquidy. It's just kind of whatever, whoever steps up. So as you all know, I'm a big step-upper. So I've been stepping up a lot. Now I'm apparently also in charge of our Instagram and maybe LinkedIn, but I don't know how to work LinkedIn. So I was like, somebody else has to do it. I don't know what that is. So I got to do a site visit. It was lovely. It was such a beautiful school. I even was like, the lady giving us a tour, I was like, do you guys need an English teacher? How do you feel about a middle school English teacher? Because this is so nice. She's like, you should send us your information. We always need teachers. I'm going, they have a full swimming pool. Like a 5-6 lane swimming pool and a little kiddie pool and just a pool. They have a rooftop soccer fields, rooftop volleyball courts. So fancy. I mean, so fancy. So anyway, we're excited about that. That's pretty much it for now. Sean, our Irish friend, his mom and aunt are coming in town, so we're gonna hang out with them and show them Riyadh. Kai and Masha, they're coming this weekend because Robert has that big event next week, so they're coming starting on Saturday, and we're gonna take them down to the souk and everything. I'm going to a movie with my friend Dabir tonight. Just pretty much stuff here and there. I've got some workshops coming up. I've got a workshop next Wednesday, the 29th, and I'm hosting a scary story night on the 27th. So I'm very excited. Lots of things coming up in the world. We've got Thanksgiving with everybody. I mean, everybody. We're inviting everyone we know to come to Thanksgiving in November. We're going to Georgia in November. Going home for Christmas. I've got our calendars on the wall, so I can always just look over and see what we're doing. And I showed Mom last night, and she was like, "Oh, your November's not too bad." And I was like, "Yeah, but it's December, and December is just covered up starting on the 8th. So we get 7 days. We get a week of just relax, and then boom, travel." So yeah, that's us. I'll throw in some pictures at the end. There's not a lot because I didn't take a lot. I was just enjoying the moment. But yeah, that's us for now, and check back in a couple weeks. Bye.